So Zillow just dropped a new report stating that about 9 in 10 first-time home sellers have a few regrets when selling their home, from pricing to timing to marketing. So that is what we're going to get into today. The study they did was national, but we're going to jump into the local level here in San Diego, what we're seeing, go through the 4 things that they stated so that if you are a first-time home seller, you won't make the same mistakes. So let's jump into it. As a quick reminder, we are the Beach Life Group. I'm Chris Erickson. We got Mr. Loren Sanders over there with the Beach Life Group right here in North County, San Diego. And if you guys need anything real estate related, feel free to reach out. All our information is below. Book that discovery call. We got you covered when making the move here in North County, San Diego. So let's jump into 4 regrets that first-time home sellers have had over the past few years.
I think it's ironic that the first one's pricing your home from Zillow.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because their prices are all over the board. Well, they vary in some communities significantly from what your actual value is. So that was the first one that I saw, that people regretted not pricing their home correctly. That's probably not only the most challenging thing because the market's got all these cross currents and things have been going on. So like I could talk to a client in the end of last year and we start talking about pricing their home. By the time we get to today, it very likely is a different price than what we were thinking about 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
Yeah, and home sellers thinks, especially over the past 2 years, have thought, well, we should have priced it higher because I put it on the market. I got a ton of offers. It went well over ask. I think we priced a little bit low, which is a fair assessment of what they see going on. All in all, the market there was just a frenzy last year. So that list price wasn't really as important. The market would usually figure out where the final price was between buyers bidding against each other. And like Loren stated, this year, we're in a much different market where pricing is super important. It's always super important. And so if you do price it wrong in the current market, you're likely going to have some longer days on market. Right now, median days on market is about 42 days right here in North County, San Diego, compared to like 10 last year. So it's well above those days on market. But if you overprice your home, buyers right now have all the knowledge they need out there, looking online, seeing what other houses sold in the neighborhood, hearing all the news, what's going on with real estate, kind of, obviously all real estate's local, but hear what's going on across the United States. And so they have a good knowledge of where home prices should be. So that initial price that you set your home, it's one of the biggest marketing pieces you do have to drive the most amount of traffic and, more importantly, the most amount of offers to your house.
So the second regret we see, Chris, is regret that they didn't have their online curb appeal. Well, essentially, photos, video, high quality photos and video, and the right shots is probably what they're saying, but that they didn't have online, the curb appeal when you searched their home and found it online wasn't what it could be. So there's a number of things that go into that. I mean, obviously, you got to start with quality photography, quality video, but there's a lot to be said about having the right videographer and photo person to get the right shots as well of the home and show it in the best light you can. And then the other thing that's kind of an outlier that some people do and that I don't suggest is they make it when you go to the house, the photos aren't actually a good representation of the house. So like a quick example of that is they zoom in the ocean view and you show up and you expect to have this nice ocean view and it's really, the picture was taken from the roof or something. So make it a great representation of the house so people feel like they've been in the house, but quality all the way around on those are super important.
Yeah, and they say having a great listing media package, including high quality photos, high quality video. A lot of people are going to get more search, more volume, more people looking at their home if you have like one of those 3D tours that you see all the time, where you could actually hop into the house, kind of cruise around like you're actually there. They're really cool. Technology has come quite a ways, but not only having all those assets, but a marketing plan behind all that. So not just pushing it out to the multiple listing service or where it blasts out to all those sites, but what are agents doing beyond that to really get that, the most amount of people, once again, the most eyeballs on the house.
That's a tough one. If you don't do it right, it'll cost you money. There's no doubt about that. One of our tips to home buyers when the market was tight is go to the houses with the ugly photos because nobody's looking at them. The next one we had, the third regret that home sellers had was that their timing was off or bad timing. My initial comment on that is it is very difficult to time any market, whether it's the real estate market, the stock market, whatever you're doing. But having said that, there are some seasonal factors within the housing market that you may want to consider.
Yeah. Ultimately, as we're going into that spring market, that's typically when you have the most buyers out there. So it would kind of make sense to put your home on the market when there's the most demand out there. But everybody's different. Everybody has to make the decision that's best for them. When is the best time for them to move? One of the biggest things that they do mention is one of the biggest stressors is actually timing the home sale with another home purchase, which before when the market was frenzied, it was kind of a different process. You had to have all your ducks in a row. You had to have no contingencies. Your home had to basically be sold to even get your home or your potential purchase offer accepted.
Yeah, and plan on a rent back was the way it was back then. You were going to give the owner, so there was these staggered things going on. But, right now, I think we're coming into a more normalized market in the effect that, I have one that's closing next week that it was a contingent offer essentially to start off. Mm-hmm. All the contingencies on the purchase home were not completely taken out, and it was contingent upon a loan, so it wasn't cash. So we're getting back into a more normalized market, and it's going to be interesting to see how this year plays out, because I think, and I could be wrong, but we might move between the two markets to a degree, a little above, a little below, for a little bit of time while we're getting our footing from being crazy high to the market just stopping, midway through last year. The number of sales stopped, and we're going to be in this equilibrium stage, I think, for a while, and probably going to be a little like a tug of war for a bit of time.
And the number 4 regret was skimping on repairs, or that preparation part. A big percentage of people said that their repairs that they did, or, kind of remodels, or just slight little things, if it's flooring, if it's the right stuff, flooring, paint, kind of this simple stuff, there's a huge ROI on that. A lot of people agreed that did sell their homes. A lot thought that what they did have a good return for them. So make sure you go through your house. That is a huge thing. Like if you're selling your car, the best way to get top dollar is get it detailed. Make sure it's looking good. Get all the photos and all that kind of stuff. Make sure the listing description, everything is real tight. But one of the biggest things is kind of that details, the repair part. So as you would detail your car, detail your house. Go through it with a fine-tooth comb. There's probably things that have been on your mind as you're cruising around, as you're living there, that you think of every day and you're like, ooh, I should do that. Make a list. Check those off. Go through all that little stuff first. And then if you want to get into a little bit more stuff, chat with somebody, chat with an agent, and chat with us, and see what repairs would make sense for the biggest ROI to get you the most cash in your pocket at the end.
Yeah. I mean, we've got Compass Concierge that might make sense to do $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 worth of things to, we only suggest these things. We're not talking one-on-one return for your money. We're talking more 2-to-1, where you're going to get a profit from it, but also sell your home a little bit quicker. The one thing too, when you're talking about skipping on repairs, sometimes, like when you live in a house, you see, hey, it's got a torn screen and it's got that faucet doesn't work right. And it's the buildup. If there's a number of those things when a buyer's looking at a home, it's not like, hey, that's a big deal to fix, but they're like, oh, I wonder what else could be wrong with the house. So some of it's that too. But yeah, good things to consider when you're getting ready to sell your home for sure right now.
Definitely. And I always say it's not really a repair, but I think there's a high ROI on it. Wash your windows. Get your windows washed. Get those sparkling. Anyways, it's just a small thing. And if you guys want to start that,
we have a window washing crew, or we're into that. But it is. I'll add on not just the windows, but have your front door.
Yeah.
If it needs to be painted, paint it. If it's faded, paint it. Reseal it. Make it look nice too. So when people hit the door, they look out the windows. They're like, hey, this place is, in good shape.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys are thinking about making that move, you want to start that conversation, just a reminder, we are the Beach Life Group right here in North County, San Diego. So book that discovery call. All the information is below. Catch you next time.